want to talk about. I want to talk about the new black. Do you know the new black? There are some interesting motherfuckers. Those people, they are a science in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The new black.
They occupy their own charismatic space.
What does that even mean?
Exactly.
Yes, right?
Exactly. What is the new black?
The new black, they look good. They make good money. They look good. They, move in great looking spaces. They stay on Instagram because they got to let us all know how good they look, right? How good they got it. How good they got it. Right? They're the ones that, I don't know how far they are from the black card. Do you know about the black card? I just found out about the black card.
Wow, what is that?
The black card is apparently, I don't even know what bank it belongs to. I don't know if you apply for that shit or if the bank gives it to you. And what is this bank that hands out black cards?
American Express.
Oh, for real? Is that even a bank? Or is that like an Illuminati? Is that like an organization?
When you reach that
like, where is American Express? I've never seen a building. I can tell you where APSA is. I can tell you where F&B is. But where's American Express, babe? I don't even understand how that shit works. That's how old black I am. That's how far from the new shit I am. So the new black is, they're on that black card. Well, hey, because I don't know what the black card is. They are on that. They don't get broke. You know what they do? When they say they're broke, they speak to their accountants.
Cool.
When I say I'm broke, it means I'm staying as far away from F&B as fuck.
You know what? No advice.
to a point that I even forget my PIN card, my PIN number. Yeah, I forget my PIN. What's my PIN? I haven't used this shit in so long. But when the new black says they broke, that means they need to speak to the branch manager or to the account manager or whatever. That's the new black. Like they are on some shit. Okay. But I find the new black interesting because, especially if it's the contemporary new black. There was, so obviously I'm speaking about black wealth or black well-to-dos or black middle class rather. I don't think it's black. I don't think it's wealth. For me, for so long as you don't own land.
Yeah, I know.
Right? If your land is not generating you any income or profit, resource shit, then you're not wealthy. You're just you can pay bills.
For sure.
Right? But you still have someone signing your check. You still have someone, you got a pay slip and shit. Okay.
For sure.
Right? You don't have a bidet. Okay, you still got to shit in the same toilet that the rest of us have to shit in. Yeah. But hey, but they shit in pretty toilets, in pretty houses, with 2 nannies. Their babies go to Crawford. Their babies on fucking diets and shit, low carbohydrates. The kids have never eaten chicken licken. Chicken licken is like a township delicacy. Chicken licken is like mabonya worms or like ulusu, like intestine shit, That's how brand new they are.
Wow. Right?
Because chicken licken is only in working class areas where we convene to take taxis and so and I don't blame them. When is this child ever going to come across a chicken licken? Because this child has been chauffeured, or this child takes they carpool, baby. Yes, that's what they do. They carpool, right? They carpool and they babies don't understand how some houses don't have swimming pools. It's like, what? It's like, what? No swimming pool? Okay, I get the grass, but where's the pool? They think that shit is a natural resource. They think that every house comes with a pool, right? And hell and behold, if there's no DSTV, it's like, what do you mean? Or how Black Township people, their DS is what's that, half bouquet? Compact. Ne? Yeah. And you could only watch the shitty channels.
You can't record.
You can't whatever. So you can't invite their babies over to that space. right? Because their kids don't eat knickknacks. Their kids, no scopas, no shwam. Their kids are about, ooh, that shit is high in cholesterol. Get me some rice cakes or some shit, So that's the new black. And I'm happy that they're enjoying their lives. What I have an issue with about the new black is that they intentionally exert pressure on the rest of us. Let me tell you how, right? Everyone's got a budget. Even the new black has a budget. Because like I said, they get pay slips.
Yeah.
Someone somewhere is signing their salary checks.
Sure.
Okay. So we all have a budget. My budget is different to yours. My idea of balling is different to yours. My issue is, I can afford a table. Maybe I've saved up. Or maybe it's that, when you just get paid, there's that one day when you go wild on some, fuck it. I wake up every day. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself,
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, they're not exclusive, because the spaces that they occupy, like the places that they chill at, are accessible to everybody else as long as you can afford it. How you come about affording it is different, right? And how much of it you can afford is different. But we can enter. I mean, that's the thing about democracy. There's no social elitism in terms of spaces, public spaces. Even though, yes, gentrification is trying to fuck that up, by putting the new black that is into art now wants to move to like a nice district. But now they're moving to nice districts, but now they're like kicking out the locals, right? Because when money comes, it only accommodates money, right? But anyway, that's gentrification. That's another monologue. Now we're on the new black and how they exert. They should run to the rest of us, how they impose themselves. This is how they impose themselves. I am yet to go to anywhere, any place, where someone does not fucking ask me, what do I do? I'm tired of talking about what I do. How does that benefit anybody? What I do? Do you get what I'm saying? It's what do I do? They're checking what I'm wearing. They're checking what I'm drinking, and that kind of classifies whether you're going to pay any mind to me or not. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So based on my appearance and based on how often I swipe, that is now the yardstick of my relevance.
Social currency.
Of my social currency, right? And it's this thing about social currency. It's this thing about commodity fetishism that we've so internalized, right? That we, not only are we consuming people, right? But we've internalized it to such a point that it's no longer Louis Vuitton fucking with you. It's the guy buying at Louis Vuitton that's fucking with you now. Do you get what I'm saying? It's the guy, and then so you have things like Iskotan, and you have things like Ama Italiane, like these young boys that are about that life. Do you get what I'm saying? Basically, my issue is when black people come across wealth, they want to let you know, right? Hence, if you remember back in the day, and I think even now in certain areas, predominantly township or rural areas, if you make above a certain income bracket and everyone around you has not tapped into that same source of wealth, how do they tell you, but 12, they say they say you're into witchcraft and shit, right? And why is this witchcraft? Because it's the only way, I think witchcraft is the only way that black people, not even black people, like alone or only, but I'm going to speak on black people because that's what I know. Witchcraft is how we make sense of the nonsensical. That really is how we make sense of the nonsensical, And what they do, I mean, even if, look at what happens nowadays, be it what's it in English? Umpumo. after, when the boy gets circumcised and then initiated, and then there's that whole celebration, whatever. Have you checked how pimped out those things have become? How pimped out funerals have become? It's all about proving to the next person that you're better or are on the same level. We are so consumed with, I don't know, like marketing ourselves,
Yeah.
so consumed with marketing ourselves that even the most authentic experiences or the most human experiences like childbirth or birthdays or, when like I said, when young initiatives come out from, initiation school and whatever, and that celebration is so, you could swear it's a pop bottles. You could swear, they buy Moets now. Is it Moet or Moet? I feel like it's Moet. I'm gonna say Moet, and fuck anyone that tells me different. For me, it's Moet. There's cases of Moet. There's cases of, and it's like, what? And it's a funeral or something really, like, it's a human experience. You know what I mean? But so much has been taken away from the human experience that we're so consumed with the tangibles, and the tangibles, I don't know when, I suppose I do, capitalism, then we became people that consume, and this is now your identifier. This is how you gauge your authority, or this is how you measure yourself as a human being, by how much you can show off, right? And make other people feel uncomfortable. That's the thing, it's about making other people feel uncomfortable. It's about unyatsa abantu. It's not like you're making, for me, if you're making this money for you, and of course you're making this money for you, but it's for you in relation to people. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying people shouldn't pursue wealth or pursue comfort. Pursue it, but like be classy about it, for crying out loud. So calm. That shit is untidy as fuck. That's in bad taste. That is distasteful. If you check on Instagram, I'm telling you, half of South African 20-year-olds probably wanted to jump off fucking bridges because they looked at life on Instagram and then they looked at life in real life for themselves and they checked, no, I can't do this. I can't be a part of this. Hence, maybe we should actually check, since Instagram, what is the statistics on suicide. We need to tap into that. And since Instagram, what are the statistics on bad credit? How many people have been put on? What's that? Credit regulator? What's that thing? Credit control? Credit review? How many since Instagram and red bottom heels? And Moet, and I'm going to keep calling it Moet because for me that's how it reads.
And President Weaves.
And weaves, oh my God, weaves were the death of many a people, because now even stanky looking girls look good because like hierarchies off. There are no hierarchies. There are no divisions. There are no social divisions. Okay, no, jokes aside. No, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. No, that's fucked up.
Take it back.
I'm not going to stand by that statement. That statement does not represent me. It just represents my good humor. Okay? So, I'd really, like, since Instagram, I'm very keen to find out how many people have fallen into credit reviews. How many people, like the rise of loans between the ages of 20 to 35. The rise in loans and fucking suicides since the dawn of Instagram, right? Because Instagram has put the new black on fleek. Narcissism to like a degree of, it's obscene. It's mad obscene. And I mean, listen, I'm all for anyone listen, enjoy your life. I'm fucking enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my life. So enjoy your life, right? But for me, once your life becomes about me and how much of it you can display to me, then you're not living for yourself, you're living for me. Do you get what I'm saying? But in all of that now, right? This Instagram and this middle class black and, all these, and I like it, I enjoy it. I enjoy watching successful black people. I like it. I just don't, but the thing is, I don't feel like black people have tapped into legacy. I feel like that's what we're predominantly missing in our narrative, in our social narrative, and in the way that we, we forge forward in life and our ambitions in life. Our ambitions are very short-sighted, very nearsighted. It's about, I've got to live there, I've got to drive that, I've got to eat there. I only shop at Woolies, and I only go to the Virgin Active in, what's that place? Is Sunning Hill? Do you know that there's a motherfucking Virgin? It's a gym, okay? Do you know there's a gym? I don't know if it's in Santon or where. I think it's like 15 grand a month.
What?
Like 10 or 15 grand a month. I'm like, that shit makes no... I asked this girl. So this girl saying... She's telling me this shit proudly. That, no, there's a gym, wherever. Because I was saying, oh, yeah, I want to work out. I want to have, like, Regina King thighs. I'm about that thigh life. I'm about that thigh life. I want to better myself, and I feel I could walk... life would be easier with amazing-looking thighs, I mean, no, example, if it was a survival of the fittest and it was like all of the world was stuck on a ship and, it was like only the fittest people will get a second chance at life. The rest of you fuckers, what's that thing where animals kind of cut out the weaker genes or what's that thing called again?
I'll tell you now. It's called... Wow.
Shit, I forgot it. But you know the thing where like...
It's like survival.
It's survival,
it's
yeah.
something else, man. Natural selection.
Is it natural selection?
Yes.
Yes. So only the fit people, can stay on Earth. I'm just thinking, hey, fit thighs might come in handy one day. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, what was I fucking saying before all of this? Shit. What was I saying?
We're talking about the gym.
The gym. Yes. Okay. So I'm saying to this girl, shit, I gotta work out, right? Because I've got this theory about natural, because I want these thighs. Should there come an earthquake or, I don't know, Zuma has to make a decision. I want a ticket. I just want to be like, okay, oh no, she will be good for future generations. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I want to start working out, whatever. And this girl's like, am I right to know that there's a Virgin Active in Santon, or I don't know if it's Sunning Hill or Lowen Hill, I don't know where it is. But it's where the new black resides. And of course, with some old white money and things like that. And this gym costs like, I think between 10 and 15 grand a month. I'm like, whoa, hold the fuck up. I don't even earn that kind of money. No, back the fuck up. I work 30 days. How many days do we work? Like 20 days? 25 days, whatever, of the month. I don't even earn that kind of money. And you mean to tell me there are people sweating that money away? Okay, break it down to me. What happens at this gym? Right? Is there, should I know there's a restaurant? I'm like, do I have to pay to eat there? She's like, no, you don't. I think there's a baby care center, child care center there. I think, what else is there? I'm like, are they tutoring these kids? Is there counseling at this gym? Because I feel like if you start making that kind of money, you need some kind of therapy.
Yeah, I know.
I really feel like you need some kind of therapy, right? Is there therapy provided at this gym? right? But anyway, so now because there's a gym that costs this much, or because there's a hotel that costs this much, or a restaurant that costs this much, or a bottle that costs this much, or a pair of sneakers, or shoes, or whatever that costs this much, we flock to the shit that costs the most, right? So then I'm like, okay, but you realize you're still living on a salary. You don't own shit. I feel like our minds, our psychologies, our culture as black people across the board needs drastic transformation. We need to evolve, for crying out loud. I'm not interested in owning a car. Fuck it, they don't even own cars. They're still paying, listen here, ne? Listen. If a car costs like $1 million or whatever, I don't see why I'm paying installments for that shit. I don't get why I'm paying installments. Like for me, if I'm going to drive around a car that costs that amount of money, I should be able to pay for it cash. That's allowed, right? Mm. That is allowed.
Mm-hmm. That's wealth.
I don't think it's wealth. I think it's just like you save enough for your shit.
And then you do it.
You invest enough for your shit, right? And investment, I'm not talking about, what's this thing? Educational investment for your kids. For me, if I have that kind of money, or if I have the potential to tap into that kind of money, my child's investment doesn't go so far as she's 19 and out of university, like I've paid for her fees. It must be, and it mustn't be enough to buy her a car. It must be enough that by the time this bitch gets the fuck out of university and she knows what she wants to do, she goes and she starts some shit. Mm. Right? She doesn't have to borrow any money from any bank. Mm. She doesn't have to, beg any corporation for anything, because corporations rape people up the arse with their lubricant. That's what corporations do. They entice you and then they butt fuck you, right? Mm. And they not even so much as Vaseline, Mm. But anyway, for her to be able to stand on her own. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And to not, you know what I mean? So the fact that you live there and you drive that's great. Enjoy your life. I mean, we're here, right? So have fun while we're here. Mm-hmm. Let's have a good time. But that we're all, our focus is just about a good time. And it's always a good time being displayed for everybody else to watch you. There's this thing about exclusivity, which I cannot stand. This VIP culture, which is incredibly exclusive, And if you think about it, black people have been excluded from so many spaces. And now when they have the chance given to them, they do the excluding. And they pride themselves on that. They pride themselves on that. I got into VIP. Mm. Okay, you got into VIP, but do you own your house? Did you own a company? And I'm not talking some small, medium enterprise shit. Do you own a company that, is on some international vibe? Fuck, my English is gone. It's after 9.
That's the description. It's on some international vibe.
Do you a corporation? Not are you a partner? Multinational, yes, cool. Baby. Not are you a partner, or are you an employee, or are you a senior manager? Mm-hmm. Are you a fucking board member? Mm-hmm. Do you have signing power?
Do you sit on many chairs?
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And when you do sit on these many chairs, who are you inviting to sit next to you? Or are you keeping the rest of us out because you're so fascinated and fixated with being the only black at the dinner table? Right? And what they don't understand is that thing is not sustainable. It's not sustainable because your wealth only grows in the company of wealth. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're selling some shit, you need people that make money that can afford to buy your shit. Mm. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm. So for me, it's okay, you're now the board member of such and such and such and such and such and such corporations. Okay. And then you go buy a fucking rhino. What did Cyril Ramaphosa buy? A rhino or something? What?
For billions.
What? Mm. What? Okay, buy a rhino. Okay, fine, buy a rhino. You're into game and you're into hunting and shit. Do that.
Don't have your picture taken.
That's
That
fine.
was probably a mistake.
No, do that. But my thing is then, how are you giving back? You do, how? Why are you the only? Why do you want to be the only one that can afford a rhino? Because that's not sustainable. Like, it's not financially in terms of capitalism in its purest form can never ever succeed because the working class can't afford it. And capitalism relies largely on people supporting it with financial wherewithal. So if people can't afford shit, your system's going to fall apart. Do you get what I'm saying? So, fine, you want to be the only black, and you want to be that guy that drives this and that guy that... But then, okay, then your kids come up. Your kids still have to apply for jobs. Okay, maybe they're placed. But they're not placed in a company where they can decide what happens. You know what I mean? They still have a fucking boss.
Step backwards.
They still have a boss. Do you get what I'm saying? So, hey man, the new black fascinates me because in as much as they are fabulous to look at, stunning to look at, right? But not only are they fooling, I think, in fact, the whole system, the entire system, black people have not really tapped into how badly the system is raping them. And I'm talking about everyone from the broke black to the middle class black. I don't know many wealthy blacks, unless if they're in like politics and shit, right? I don't know many wealthy blacks, unless if they are jumping board or whatever. Why am I speaking this English? This is ridiculous. What English is this? But anyway, forgive me. It's like 10 o'clock at night.
English in what?
What English is this that I'm speaking? Anyway, I feel like, unless if politics was your springboard, not jumping board, your springboard into business and whatever. But I don't know. I really don't know. I can't think of a single, and only like the old like OGs, like the older cats. Now in this generation, and I'm saying generation, 50 downwards or 40 downwards. No one comes to mind. Maybe I don't know enough, but really no one comes to mind, right? But my point about this is that the system is this thing of commodity fetishism, is this thing of the consumerist culture, that you forget that there is another 100 years ahead of you, and this is you and your lineage, this is you and your descendants. So what are you leaving behind for your descendants? Do you get what I'm saying? I see no point in driving a Bentley and living in Parkhurst or wherever rich people live. But 50 years down the line, your kid or your great whatever kid must still apply for a job. Why have you not left a legacy for them? Why? You're a fucking cop-out. You're a cop-out. It's completely unevolved. And yeah, man, the new black exhausts me because I wish we could have like seminars with the new black. Until your life does not begin and end on Instagram. Your life does not begin and end in a 4-wheel machine. Your life does not begin and end in the 4 walls that that are built on an estate. That is not where life begins and ends. That is not. You have been given, not given, you have worked hard for or have been given a hand or an opportunity. Be it that you worked hard for it or it's opportunity meeting luck or good fortune or whatever. But you now have the potential, you have the capacity to completely flip shit on the system. And by system, I mean the system of money. And money that belongs to white people. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it would be so dope if black folk stopped moving out of the township and fucking regenerated the township. Imagine if all these people that are presumably wealthy or well off got together a fund and were like, you know what, we're going to attack Zone 6 in Soweto, and we're going to start from there, and we're going to start from the school and the hospitals, and to get what I'm saying, so that all these dysfunctional schools, these dysfunctional hospitals, don't rely on government funding, right? Do you know how many? I think the biggest sellout in life. I think I read this in Capitalist Nigga, that the biggest sellout in life is the black academic, because he studies for himself, right? So you're gonna be a doctor, but you're gonna go and be a doctor in fucking Pakistan or in England or some shit, right? But I'm just saying, imagine if black wealth or black money got together and paid or started some kind of fund that paid the salaries of nurses and teachers and whatever, or subsidized or whatever, I don't know, right? And put some dignity back into the places that we come from. Do you get what I'm saying? To put some kind of integrity back into the buildings that we were raised in and the streets that we played on. Do you get what I'm saying? Because black will never be sustainable until black invests in itself. Black needs to stop blaming white people. Yes, white people have tendencies of being fucked up from time to time, but white people look after their own. As do Muslims and Indians and Jews. Those people are, and I've said this before, know the principle of self-preservation. But no, a black man would much rather be seen playing golf with white cats than to be starting, I don't know, a golf club in Deep Kloof or some shit. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. But people haven't really thought about it. All they care to know is, so, Mlilo, so what do you do? Fuck what I do. What do you do? Do you get what I'm saying? What do you do? What useful shit do you do? What useful shit? Like, hey, the fact that you're a fucking marketing director from wherever, does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. It only serves your purpose. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're trying to be relevant at my table, do some new shit, do some innovative shit. All you did was kill an interview and get hired. You're still blowing wind up some other nigga's ass. You're still sucking balls. Okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, you're still on some other white woman's clit, seeing how much of it you can suck up so that you can either take her position or have a position created for you. That's all I'm saying. They piss me off, okay? Maybe I went a bit far. Maybe I went a bit far there. All I'm saying is, stop asking me what I do. Disclaimer. The next time a black person sees me, a middle-class black person sees me, or anyone for that matter, don't ask them what they did, where they studied, what they drive, where they live. Don't do that. That just shows that you're new money. No one likes new money. New money is crass and very unseasoned. Because new money is classless, really it is. And new money is so, Anyway, if I offended the new black, I apologize for any things that might have come off as, I don't know, vulgar. I tend to do that from time to time, but I'm very passionate, and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of your efforts in your own lives. I'm just saying, try doing some new shit. Try starting some new conversations. And no, and by new shit, I don't mean be what's her name, Kanye Lomo, and what's that, what's that the boutique that sells like a pair of jeans for like 60 grand. That is the new black. That is the new black. No one needs a pair of jeans that cost 60 grand. No one needs that. No one needs a pair of jeans that cost that much money. No, hey, your life will go on without a pair of jeans that cost you what someone would pay rent for the next 5 years. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Don't be the new black. We must boycott. We must transform. We must just like bring shit to the world, right? Bring shit to the world. That's all I'm saying. And the broke black, don't hate on the new black, support the new black, because we need the new black to open up doors for everybody else. And that was my monologue.